Hi, welcome to my room. You'll have to excuse the lighting, doing the best I can in the midst of holiday chaos, organized chaos, and the kids being home. So if you hear screaming in the background or things like that, they're taken care of, I promise, by another adult. So I'm going to jump right into it because I want to make this effective and be mindful of time because I don't want to make it too long because I lose people's attention. So thank you for being here. If you have any questions, send them to me via email. I don't check my messages as often on Instagram and Facebook during the holiday time. Not that I check my email all the time, but yeah. Anyway, just a better form of communication on email. And also, disclaimer, I cannot cure or prevent any disease with this information that I'm going to share. This is not medical advice. If you have any health concerns or medical concerns, please consult your trusted physician. Okay, now that we got that legal stuff out of the way, first I want to go over some steps before I actually talk about the different nervous system regulation tools. 1, awareness and acknowledgement. Observe, and if you can, write down or put it in your notes in your phone, what's actually triggering your nervous system in the first place. Is it a specific person? Is it a specific place? Is there smells? Is it a certain scenario? Is it certain restaurants or grocery stores? Or what is happening around you? Like, take observation of when it happens. That is really helpful to figure out, to narrowing down really what actually is triggering you. It may not actually be the person. It may be the surrounding things with that person, or it may be like a scent that the person is wearing. It could be the tone of their voice, like just as detailed as you can get, write it down and become aware of when you get triggered. Or maybe if it's your children, what is it specifically that led up to that trigger in that moment? Other ways to think about this is, how much sleep did you get that night? How much sleep have you been getting? Had you eaten breakfast or lunch yet? Are you hydrated? Have you moved your body yet? Have you done anything for yourself before that moment happened? So just notating all of those details and keeping like some sort of record. If you can do that for just a few days, it's wildly interesting. But if you can do it for a week, that'd be even better. So number 2, and I'm emailing all of this to you, my random scrabble, not really scrabble, it's typed. So you can read all this. Step 2, embody and do the nervous regulating tasks daily. So whatever lands for you in this season of life on what I teach you, take that, and it can change. It doesn't have to, it's not like you just pick 1 or 2 tools and that's like your die hard and that's what you're always going to go to. I wish it were that easy. But for me personally, that's not what's typically worked. It's different tools at different points in my life. Okay. And do it daily or as much as possible so that it becomes natural to you to do and not so foreign. So your body will become familiar, almost like how you know to brush your teeth before bed for the best outcome. With this tool, that has become a part of your life. So what I mean by that is, when you practice these tools when you're in a regulated state, and you practice them hopefully on a daily basis, when the time comes that you become in a dysregulated state or you become triggered, you can accomplish these tools in an easier manner. Like the flow is better and your body knows what you're doing and what's happening. how can I explain this? It's kind of like when, like, for right now, I'm strength training for the first time in my life. And when I first started, literally every day that I went, it was like I was doing something completely foreign that I've never done in my life. And now that we're 2 months in, for example, kettlebell swings. I started out with 15 pounds. It felt so weird. It felt funny. I felt awkward. But the more that I did it, the better that I got at. And it just didn't feel so weird. It actually felt really good. And I could increase the weight the more that I felt comfortable. So that's the same with nervous system regulation tools. The more that you practice them, the more that you do them, the easier that it is for you to just do it without thinking about it. And I'm just going to use EFT tapping, for example. So I'm not going to go into what that is. But one of my favorite spots to tap is right here on my chest for anxiety. And the other spot is this one right here. So I will, if I'm in a grocery store and I'm overwhelmed, or I'm driving in my car and I start to feel the rise in my body from the trigger, I immediately just start doing this. Like and within a few breaths, I'm fine. And I don't even get to the heightened point of that trigger, because I have trained my body that when I do this, I'm reminding my body and myself and my nervous system that I am safe, I am not in danger, everything's okay, and I'm communicating that to my body. And it's just like a natural, like, and my body instantly goes, oh yeah, I remember that. You're okay, you're safe. So that's what I mean by putting into practice. And the other thing is going to the gym. In the last year, I've gone to the gym every single day. Not every single day. That's a lie. I have gone at least 4 times a week, but I try to push for 5 days a week because I just feel so much better. And sometimes I go on the weekends. If I don't go on the weekends, I try to go outside. Today, not, because it's freezing. But so that when the time comes that I'm feeling really heavy, which I have been the last couple weeks, it's already become a habit for me to go to the gym that I don't know any other kind of habit. So even though I don't feel like going, I'm still getting dressed to go to the gym. I'm still preparing my protein shake and getting my water, and my kids know the routine, and my body knows the routine. So I'm going through the motions of going, even though I don't feel like it, because I have trained my body that's what we're doing. And so this week when I haven't wanted to go, it's been so good for me because it's really helped me shift faster back into myself instead of feeling so heavy. And every time I've gone, even if it is just walking on the treadmill, by the time I leave there, I feel more connected. I feel better. The stress is being relieved. The anxiety is being a little bit less. It's not all the way gone. It's not, my problems aren't all solved, but the load feels lighter. And the only reason that I've shown up at the gym is because I created that habit and I taught my body that this is what we're doing. And you really do have that much control. And it's really about teaching your body like what we're doing. Instead of just letting your body run the show, you're teaching your body how we're going to run this show. So, and there's a lot more I could go into that, but I'm going to end it there because I feel like I went on a little rant there, which I do. Third step, check in. So what I mean by that is check in every month or so with, are the tools that I'm still using, are they still effective? Are they still helping me calm down, or do I need to change this up? Is it not registering anymore? Or do I need to take it deeper? You know, and it also could be a reflection of, even though I'm doing these tools that normally work, I think there is something deeper that I need deeper healing, or there is somewhere that I am not showing up for myself or giving to myself in some way, shape, or form. It's just basically checking in, like taking that time to check in of what's working and what's not working, and where can I make some adjustments in my life to have the tools actually work. and to see where there is some sort of disconnect in your life and where you can connect the dots. Just checking in. We don't do it enough until we are slammed on our backs with some sort of health issue. Are we not? So, fourth step, take inventory, which is kind of the same as check-in, but it's expanding a little bit. Are the things and people in your life still aligned with where you are and where you're going when you are at a regulated state? So when you come to that nervous regulation state and you take inventory and you check in with the people that are in your immediate life that you are dealing with day in and day out, are they still in line with your life? Now, you can't get rid of your children in this scenario, but you can figure out, how can I connect more to my children? Why is there a disconnect? Why are we not jiving? Or maybe it's with your partner, or maybe it's with a parent, maybe it's with a coworker, a friend. It's an opportunity to kind of figure that out. Like when you are in a regulated state, why do you still feel some sort of like misalignment with that person or thing or environment that you're in? So yeah, where can you make adjustments? Where are you not showing up for yourself? Where is there still a disconnect? So is the area that you're living still serving you? Is the house or the home or whatever? There's so many things that could be in misalignment, and those are all really important things, especially if you are in them or around them every single day. So take inventory. Step number 5, turn your pain into your power. How can you use this awareness and shift it as a gift? How can you set yourself up for better experiences now that you know more about the who, what, when, where, and why? So what I mean by this is people are going to start to notice a difference in you and how you're responding to things, because you've responded to certain things in such a way for so many years that when you respond differently, people are going to go, huh? That's not how that happened last time. And it's an opportunity to teach people when they ask. Do not give information that is not asked for, because they're not ready. And it might not be received well. If they ask, it is an opportunity to share that gift with them. And you can share what you do. You can pass on information of the person that you learned it from, or that you had a session from, or whatever. It's an opportunity to share that gift with them. And this is where, when you take care of yourself and you change the relationship with yourself, how it becomes impactful in the world and has a domino effect. Because when we take care of ourselves and we show up in a different way, it shows others what's possible, and it is an invitation for them to do the same. And can you imagine if we were all regulated or had these tools, like how different the world would be? How can you set yourself up for better experiences now that you know more about the who, what, when, where, and why? So what I mean by that is, with all those other steps, once you've learned all of that, how can you create a better environment for yourself? Meaning, now you know what kind of environment you need to live in. You know what kind of people you need around in your life. You know what kind of people you don't need around in your life, and you need to keep your distance and love them from afar. You have a better understanding of how you operate and communicate, and you can communicate that to others that you do want in your life, and you do want to continue that relationship, and you can relay the message then, like, hey, look, when I'm at this kind of restaurant and it's crazy loud, and my kid is screaming and she needs to go to the potty, this sends me into a spiral if I don't have help. So when this is happening, I need you to step up and help me. I need you to do XYZ. When we are going here and there, I need you to hold my hand. When this happens in my life, I need an ear. I just need you to listen. I don't want you to say anything. I just need a verbal vomit to you. When XYZ happens, I just need a really long hug when I first wake up and when I go to bed. it's learning more about yourself to communicate to others what it is that you need, because the people that love and care about you, they want to show up for you. They want to be there for you in the way that you need, not in the way that they need. Okay, so that's what I mean by that. How can you teach others these tools? Can you share with certain loved ones when they acknowledge a shift in you, what you've done? Okay, so we already went over all that. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to the tools page. And even though I'm going to share 30 things with you, there is probably 30 more. So these are just tools that I have personally used, and a lot of them I still use. Probably about 7 to 10 of them I use on a daily basis. And the other ones I'll go to when those don't work. So let's get into it. The first one, the most obvious one, meditate. And a lot of people think this means crisscross style and you're, there's so many different levels of meditation. It does not have to be that. It can literally be you sitting in your car, closing your eyes with no music or anything, and just taking breaths and just stilling your mind and literally just being quiet for 2 minutes and just focusing on this point when your eyes are shut and just breathing. That simple. It's quieting and stilling the mind, whatever that looks like for you. It can be walking in nature. It can be riding a horse. It can be sitting by the ocean, sitting by a pool, sitting in a hot tub underneath the stars. It can be laying in your bed with a guided meditation. If you need more of a guided meditation, that's okay. Whatever works for you. If you're not one that you want to sit there crisscross style for whatever your reasons, fine. And in different triggers or different seasons or different days, you're going to need different ways to meditate. But meditation is the easiest, most accessible way for you to regulate your nervous system. And it's free. So, and when you do that, it's about connecting. It's about connecting to yourself. It's about connecting to everything around us, really. And really, that is the problem with a lot of anxiety, is just the disconnection. So when we calm and quiet our mind, it calms us enough to connect back to here. Number 2, and again, I'm going to send you all this in the email, what I have typed up, so that goes into a little bit more detail or reminds you. Number 2 is verbal vomit, is what I like to call it. This can consist of you recording a message in your voice recording app, or just sending a message to yourself, a voice message to yourself, or if you have a trusted friend or family member or mentor or coach, or maybe you have a professional therapist or psychiatrist that you can do that. You can literally let them know, hey, I'm going to send you a voice note, but you don't have to respond to anything. I literally just want to talk it out. And a lot of times when we use our voice, that's still like a vibration and energy that we're putting out there, like outside of our body, and we're not keeping in. And too many of us don't talk enough because we're in front of a screen in some way, shape, or form. We're not talking, we're talking like this. So using our voice gets that energy out. And a lot of times, half the shit that we're saying, we don't even mean. We just need to like get it out. And then once it's out, instantly we feel better. You know, it's like, I don't know why I just thought of this. I always bring up poop somehow, but it's the story of my life with having kids. But it's like when you got to take a really big poop and you go and you take the poop and you're just like, oh God, I feel so much better. It's like verbal vomit of the mouth. It's the same thing. Can't believe I just talked about poop in my masterclass. Okay. Number 3, writing. So again, preferably pen to paper there is like lots of research showing how therapeutic and releasing that is to write your thoughts out. And it can be very, free-flowing thoughts. It doesn't have to make any sense at all, or it can make sense, whatever makes sense for you in the moment. Or if you need to like text it out, if you feel like you'll feel better, put it in your notes app on your phone and just type it all out. You don't have to send it to anybody. It's just getting it out. Okay. Or doodling. Doodling is always fun. Like drawing random shit. Okay. 4, create something with your hands. So painting, pottery, woodworking, crocheting, anything that like you can be creative and use your hands. For me, I love to bake. Like sometimes it's just so calming to me because there's specific directions. Typically with baking, you have to follow exactly the recipe. It's very like no brainer for me. I don't really have to think very much. I just have to follow the steps, and I can really like zone out in my thoughts when I bake. I don't know why, but with cooking, I feel like there's too much like, I mean, I guess you could follow the recipe, but baking, you have to be specific. So number 5, voice. So again, using your voice. Singing is so powerfully regulating. Humming. So what I mean by humming is like that real monotone humming. It naturally will calm you. It's kind of like when babies, if you've ever held a baby or a puppy or a kitten, and you're like cuddling it and you're like rocking, and sometimes you even hum, you're like, which is why babies love white noise, right? Because in the womb, there was always that constant noise, that constant sound, and that's very relaxing to the human nervous system, that monotone humming. Yelling as loud as you can, screaming, or moaning. So like, kind of like sighing, like, or moaning, like, So I know it feels weird and it's awkward, and maybe you don't want to do that in front of other people, but go to your car. Go to your car. Like if you're at work, just excuse yourself, go to the car. Number 6, moving your body. Pretty explanatory, but any which way you can move your body. Yoga, Pilates, walking, running, the gym, detail cleaning your house, that's moving your body. Mowing the lawn, cleaning your car, strength training, dancing, shaking, twerking, punching a bag, punching a pillow. And what I mean by shaking, and actually this is something that you can do in the car, at work, or whatever, if you just shake your hands, I can't scoot back. This movement right here, or you can do it down like that, like literally just shaking. It helps, for whatever reason, it helps kind of calm me down. And it helps get energy out too, right? It moves energy. A lot of these with the nervous regulation tools is moving the energy out so that it's able to calm back down. Because when we get in fight or flight mode, or we get in defense mode, it's drawing in all this energy and creating all this energy within that needs to come out. So it's getting that energy out and then calming it back down. Okay. Number 7, jaw exercise. So I learned, I don't remember exactly where I learned this from, but I learned it from someone. I want to say her name is Olivia. I think her Instagram handle is Organic Olivia. Anyway, I learned this when I was watching one of her podcasts on YouTube, and it's to help relax the jaw, because a lot of us have really tense jaws from like just stress and clenching. It looks really weird, but it works. So I'm going to show you. So you're going to roll your tongue inside your mouth all the way around, like both ways. Okay, let me show you. Okay, you get the point. So you just do that for probably about 10 times, and then you do it 10 times the other way, and you'll feel it in your jaw, like it relaxes your jaw. And doing that, again, releases the energy from your jaw, relaxes your jaw. And when your jaw is relaxed, everywhere else is relaxed. It's really interesting how your jaw and your womb are like connected. Okay, what's the next one? Okay, 8, shower or bath. So again, cold shower, cold bath, or hot bath. Either one. That's pretty self-explanatory. EFT tapping. So you can not Google, but you can look on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook and literally just type in how to EFT tap. There are so many videos out there on how to do that. And it's just tapping certain points and saying certain phrases to get you to a state of calming your body down. It really, really honestly works. I would say the key is just practicing it more and more. It's something that I've started to do more and more myself. I kind of pushed it away for a while because it seemed like too much work. And then I realized, I really need to lean into that because it's really not that much work. You could do a tapping session in 2 minutes. But if you want like a really good one, I would say, 5-10 minutes. A really good person to follow for that is Gala Darling. She has all kinds of free stuff. I have a friend of mine, Catherine Drisdell, who teaches EFT tapping. So what I mean by that is you can pay for a session and they can create a tapping session, like I don't know what you would call it, but they can create like a custom plan for you of like what to say and what to move through based on what you're trying to work through or release or let go of or step into. So if you're struggling to step into a certain thing, so for me, what I'm struggling with is my timeline of letting go of the timeline of where I think I should be in my business at this point. So I've really had to work on letting that go. So yeah, if you want their information, let me know. I'm not certified in that. It's just something that I practice. Number 10, chiropractic care. That's all about nervous system. And let me tell you, I've been going regularly again since June, and it's incredible the changes that it makes. And you have to pick the right one. If you live anywhere in my area, I will recommend one in New Braunfels. They are amazing. And they're a holistic approach. So yeah. Number 11, breath work. What I mean by that is the controlled, fast-paced breathing that kind of puts you in that transcendental state that psychedelics do. So that's the one. I went to a workshop last night for that in person, and they guided me through the breathwork session. You can do something like that where you go in person. They have tons of them online. Again, I have lots of referrals for that. But if you want to learn basic breath work that you can do in your car or at home or at the office, message me and we can come up with something for you. Number 12, sound healing, which again, you can do in person where they have like the sound healing bowls and you lay down and like your feet have to face a certain way and your head has to face a certain way. And they do an energy healing session through sound, through these sound bowls. It's incredible. Even if you don't believe like that it's going to work for you, it's just so incredibly relaxing. Highly, highly recommend. Or you can do it with headphones. You can go again on YouTube or social media and just put in sound healing or put in like binaural beats or something like that and just listen. Let the music do the healing and the calming. Number 13, connecting to self through intimacy. So what do I mean by that? I mean, like, how can you get more connected and slow down through connecting with you, touching yourself in whatever way that looks like and where you want it to lead to, connecting with a partner. When we connect in an intimate way like that, and whatever that leads to. And if it does lead to that, and if it does reach to climax, that's, obviously we all know how relaxing that is afterwards. Okay, we're all adults here. So that is another great way. Creating space to have a good deep cry. So if you need to encourage a deep cry, you can watch a really sad movie, or if you need to go take a drive and listen to really sad music, or take a shower and listen to really sad music, just somewhere that you feel okay to like really have a good cry and let it out. It's so regulating for the nervous system. Why do you guys think kids cry all the time? It's a natural thing that our body does to regulate our nervous system. That's why babies and toddlers cry so much. It regulates their nervous system. That's why they do it. They do it for other reasons too, but it's one of the reasons. 15, Reiki or an energy healing session, lymphatic massage, craniosacral sessions, rolfing, abdominal massage, or reflexology. You can research all of those. I'm not going to go over each one. All really powerful in their own way. All things that I've tried, all amazing. I think the only one I'm not sure I haven't tried is rolfing, but I have it on my list. Like I have a card of a few people that have gone to a rolfing session, but that's not anything that I've done myself. But I've heard amazing things of it. So that's probably the only thing on here that I haven't done myself. 16, acupuncture. That's actually something I haven't done in probably 4 years, 5 years. But I used to do it regularly and it really did work. I was doing it a lot when I was originally trying to get pregnant with Britton. So I was doing like a lot of stress relief and hormone balance and that kind of stuff for acupuncture. So they have all different kinds of treatment when it comes to acupuncture. 17, plant medicine. This doesn't necessarily have to, be a 5 or 7 day retreat. This can be microdosing with a person who puts you on a treatment plan. It's an actual healer that you work with, and they figure out what dosing would work for you. Or CBD oils. Now I know that's probably, you guys are like, that's not a regulating tool you can use every day. Yeah, it is. And to be totally transparent with you, I have a tincture, CBD tincture, that is a 1-to-1 ratio, I think. Used to be 2-to-1 ratio that I needed because I was having anxiety attacks regularly, multiple times a day. And so I needed something to help my body learn what it was like to be in a calm state, because I was just so tense that no other tools were working. And with that, I want to say, with all this stuff that I share and say you try all of these things and it's still not working, that's usually a sign that you really need further professional help and you need a deeper healing. So that's where I was at. I was trying all these tools and I still wasn't even relieving my anxiety or anxiety attacks. So that's when I knew I needed further help. So for me personally, I wanted to try plant medicine first, which was the CBD tinctures. And then if that didn't work, then and this was with working with a doctor. I am working with a doctor. This is a prescribed tincture. And the plan was to try the tincture first for a certain amount of months. And if I didn't see any sort of relief within, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks, he was going to increase the dosage. And then after 3 months of trying the tinctures, if I still wasn't having significant relief, then we were going to move to prescription pills. I never had to move to prescription pills. The CBD really, really helped me. That's not the case for everybody, but that's the route that I chose. And then now I just use it randomly. I don't use it every day anymore. I was using it twice a day, every day for months, and I slowly was able to taper off. Okay. Number 18, essential oils treatment. So this is somebody that you want to go with that's a professional. Sometimes they're called raindrop therapy. So it's kind of like laying on this massage table, and they do treatments with essential oils. And they do it based on a questionnaire that they give you, and they go over what your desires are and, you know, what you're working on, and they kind of like tap into your body and figure out what oils they feel that your body needs to absorb in that session. And it's kind of, they kind of gently massage it into your skin, but it's not like a full-on massage or anything. And some sessions that I had of raindrop therapy, they never touched me, just the essential oil touched me. So every person, like healer that does it, or I think they're called aromatherapists, I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyway, really cool. 19, this is really important. And also, none of this is like in order of importance. It was just as it came to mind, I typed it out. Eating nourishing foods and staying hydrated. When is the last time you had blood work done? If things are inflamed or out of whack, this is naturally going to put you in a more sensitive mood. So what I mean by this is, are you eating nourishing foods for your body? Are you drinking enough water? What's your caffeine intake? Are you drinking a lot of caffeine and not eating enough nourishing foods, and your body's like in this state of shock and also inflammation and also like really hyper from all the caffeine? Well, of course you're going to be in a frazzled state. You know, you need to check in with that. Where are you not? Where is that? Where's that at? Let's be real. Where is that at? And if you need help in that department in any way, I know an amazing company that they will get you the right type of coach for you. And it won't be just about what you're eating. It'll be your lifestyle, what's your stressors. And it's like a lifestyle plan for you. So you're not like depriving yourself of foods that you like. It's nothing like that. Anyway, so if you need more info on that, let me know. 20, proper deep sleep and disconnected from electronics. Are you laying in bed for hours, scrolling on your phone or watching videos or whatever? Or are you putting your phone away and getting at least 8 hours of deep sleep? I know I was it for a while. 21, spend time with people or things you know always bring you joy. You already know who those people are. You already know what those things are, and maybe it's both of them combined. Make time for those things. You're never too busy to do things like that to create happiness and joy and laughter in your life. Okay? Please do that for yourself, and do that for them, because they want to spend time with you too. They want to have fun times with you. 22, create phrases you can read over and over when not in a dysregulated state. So what I mean by that is saying things like, I am safe. I am okay. I am not under attack. I am powerful. I am knowledgeable. I am full of wisdom. I am in control of my reactions. I am in control of who I allow in my life. So create kind of statements like that. I am beautiful. I am kind. I am giving. I am holding tight to my boundaries. Write those up when you're in a regulated state, so that when you're in a dysregulated state, you can read them off. So you can put them in your phone, you can write them down, you can put them on your mirror so that you're seeing them all the time. You can put it at your desk so that you're seeing them all the time. So it's just something that you're constantly seeing and reminding yourself. And when you go into a dysregulated state, again, it's another one of those things that you're teaching yourself, and it's just an automatic thing that you go to. Or if you're not around that, like say you're driving your car, like sometimes when I'm driving and I start the tapping thing, or I start breathing and tapping, I can think in my mind or say out loud at the same time what I've already have written down many times and repeated to myself. I don't need to read it off, because I've said it so many times that I know what I need to say to myself to come back down. 23, thumb to fingers. Real simple. Thumb, finger, just literally go. But you watch it. and silly. But just doing this over and over, and then see how much faster you can go. What it does is it takes your mind out of what's happening and you focus on that. And while you're doing this, just, you can breathe like, simple, simple. 24, weighted blanket or cuddle up or both. Cuddle up under a weighted blanket. I personally have a weighted blanket. Love it. Love, love, love. 25, touch points in ear and tilt head with eyes looking up. Okay, so there is a touch point in your ear. That sounds weird. But if you put your finger like right, where is it? Like right behind, I wish I could put your finger in. And you just kind of gently push up and like hold for a minute and then do the same thing on the other side. So again, you're like, it's behind the earlobe, but in front of this thing, and you just kind of gently push up. I don't know if you can see. And the other one is grab like this and tilt your head just gently and look up. So you're gonna look up again for a minute and then do the other side. I know it seems weird, but something about that like does something for your brain. I don't remember the science behind it. You can go research it. Just sharing. Okay. 26, laughing. Do something that makes you laugh. Watch a funny movie, stand-up comedy, go to a comedy show. Call that friend that is hilariously funny. 27, getting more in tune with our biorhythms. So that is meaning like going to bed when we're actually tired instead of staying up on our phones, getting up with the sunrise because we're ready to wake up because we went to bed when we were supposed to, drinking water when we feel thirsty, only eating when we feel hungry, not because of a set time, snacking on something healthy because we feel like we need this snack instead of like following such a strict regimen. Being, for some people, having that, being more in tune with those biorhythms is more relaxing for the system. I kind of do a mix of both. I have to be a little bit systematic just because of my kids' schedule. So I have to like work it out somewhere in there. But what I do in the morning is I have breakfast and then I make my protein shake and I take it to go so that after my workout, I can have it afterwards or during my workout. If I feel like I'm hungry before then, I can just drink it while I'm working out. It just depends on how I'm feeling. So there's like a little bit of flexibility there. I'm almost done. 28, learn how to be more in monotask instead of multitasking. So this means like if you're playing with your kids, play with your kids. If you're reading a book, read a book. If you're watching a TV show, watch the TV show. Like if you're cuddling with your dog or you're throwing a ball, don't do all of these things while do something else. Like try to be fully present with each thing that you do. This is something that I'm actively working on. 29, standing on your head. I know that sounds weird, but something about it, what it does to our heart and our head and all that, please do that safely with assistance if you need it. But it's worked for me a few times. Weird, I know, but hey, whatever works. And the last one I have is connection with a safe person. So literally just connecting with someone either in person or over the phone, having a phone conversation or a text conversation or a voice text conversation. Again, this can be a family member, a friend, a partner, a mentor, a coach, psychiatrist, therapist, whatever. Connect with a safe person and express to them what's going on, how you're feeling, and you need support. And tell them what you need. Or if you don't know what you need, you're like, I don't know what I need, but I just needed to tell someone. I needed to connect with someone. Now, none of these techniques are going to solve your problems. They are going to bring you back to a calm state, to a regulated state, to be able to process the problem appropriately, plan, and come up with various solutions on how you could solve the problem or just feel better about it. So that's all I have for you. I really was trying to do this in 30 minutes, but I'm just a little bit over. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Again, email me instead of reaching out to me on Instagram or Facebook. Email is so much better form of communication. And I hope this was helpful. If it was, please forward the email to somebody you think that would benefit from this. Or I would appreciate if you let me know what really landed for you and what worked for you or what your takeaway was. I would so appreciate it. And yeah, see you soon.